Now at 10, retirees are set to see a big boost in Social Security benefits to offset the cost of inflation. Plus,
the Jasper County Sheriff says the new jail expansion will make Show Me State history. You'll learn how coming up.
and sentencing for a Lawrence County man convicted of killing a woman because he thought she was evil.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Millions of retirees are set to get a boost in Social Security benefits. This is KOAM News at 10. Social Security recipients are set to receive a 5.9% increase in benefits for 2022. It's the largest cost of living adjustment in 39 years. Follows a burst in inflation as the economy struggles to shake off the drag of the pandemic. With the increase, the estimated average Social Security payment for a retired worker will be $1,657 a month next year. A typical couple's benefits would increase by $154 to $2,753 per month. President Biden is promising to fix the supply chain backlog that stranded scores of cargo ships loaded with clothes, computers, and gifts that may not make it to store shelves in time for the holiday. Natalie Brand is at the White House with the latest.
Today we have some good news. We're going to help speed up the delivery of goods all across America.
Ahead of the holiday rush, President Biden announced efforts to help ease a logjam of consumer products at the nation's biggest ports. After meeting with industry leaders, the president said the Port of Los Angeles has committed to 24/7 operations. That move comes after the Port of Long Beach expanded hours last month.
By increasing the number of late-night hours of operation and opening up for less crowded hours when the goods can move faster, today's announcement has the potential to be a game changer.
Relief cannot come soon enough for small businesses and ultimately the consumer. Industry experts describe the current supply chain state of affairs as a crisis.
I think many consumers today will see that there are huge delays in being able to have everything from furniture to other items being delivered on their doorsteps.
The meeting at the White House Wednesday brought together the heads of the nation's largest ports, unions, and big business to talk about ways to expand work during off hours. Tony Yabica, who owns a bike shop just down the street from the backed-up Port of Los Angeles, is still waiting for an order he placed over a year ago.
They're either on those ships or maybe they're still in Asia, but they're not in warehouses.
With ships stranded at major U.S. ports and goods waiting to be unloaded and trucked around the nation, prices of many items are rising. The Labor Department says another increase in consumer prices last month pushed inflation up 5.4% from where it was a year ago. Analysts warned that higher prices could persist well into next year. Natalie Brandt, CBS News, the White House.
In his remarks, President Biden warned the federal government will take bigger steps to address the supply chain issues if private companies don't step up. Retailers are also urging consumers to place orders this month in order to guarantee they arrive by December. Nick Kelly, some of us getting some rain at the moment.
Yeah, and thankfully that was not going to lead to another stormy night and start to our Thursday morning, but I had to move the camera around a bit just to really show everybody that with some of the bright city lights, we are seeing some rain, light rain falling in downtown Joplin right now. 66 to 75, that was all the wiggle room we have for temperatures for today. But over an inch just from this morning's rain and thunderstorms, and yet more rain still on the way. And that next batch is moving in as we speak. Most of us were dry to start the evening out, but now we're seeing a good batch of light to moderate rain overtake a good portion of the area. And it's rain that some of us don't need, but that is resulting in flash flood watches for Benton County, Berry, McDonald, Lawrence, and Newton counties until 7 o'clock tomorrow evening because we're just not done with our rain chances just yet. Temperatures are looking in the mid to upper 60s right now. And a quick look at the day tomorrow has the rain continuing overnight into the morning. As lows drop back near 62, and I'm going to keep just mostly cloudy skies in the forecast for tomorrow. That will reflect that with temperatures too, with highs around 74. We'll see if the rain will be an issue for the weekend coming up in a bit.
Catch you then. Jasper County's jail expansion is well underway, and it's adding a lot more than just beds and cells. KOAM's Mike Mahoney spoke to the Jasper County Sheriff to learn how a new addition to the jail aims to improve inmates' lives.
Thanks to Jasper County voters, a new roughly $13 million expansion will be bringing some big changes to the Jasper County Jail.
For the majority of people in Jasper County, they can't remember a time when we weren't talking about overcrowding at our jail. So we finally got a solution to that, a remedy for that, by adding on this 135 beds to our current 183 beds that we have.
But that extra space won't stop with more beds. A good chunk of it will be used for the needs of inmates and those dedicated to assisting and rehabilitating them.
One of the big benefits that we're going to have also is the fact that we have room for professional visits now. In our current facility, we had exactly one room dedicated for that, which obviously is not enough when you take into account that we've had upwards of 300 prisoners at any given time, and they have to be visited by their attorney, probation and parole, and other professionals that come in to utilize this facility.
But when it comes to getting inmates back on the right track, Sheriff Kaiser thinks the expansion's crown jewel might be the new space dedicated to drug addiction, treatment, and mental health issues.
Basically, it's the space where we can have 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 inmates come and receive services from a provider, and there's several different treatment options and treatment programs that you can go through.
The sheriff also says the new space for drug treatment will make Jasper County's jail a leader in Missouri.
We are the first county in the state of Missouri to offer programs like this. Obviously, we're very excited about that, and I think it's long overdue.
And it's not just law enforcement that's excited. The development director of Joplin's Lafayette House, a nonprofit dedicated to helping women dealing with substance use disorders, is thrilled the county will soon have another resource to assist addicts.
The substance use issues in our area are extensive and the cause of a lot of other problems that stem from that. So I think any resource that's made available through the courts or through treatment centers that's for local people is going to be a real benefit for everyone.
In Jasper County, Mike Mahoney, KOAM News.
That entire jail expansion should be completed by February. A Marionville, Missouri man is going to prison for the murder of a Springfield, Missouri woman. As part of a plea deal, a judge sentenced James Pride to 25 years for the May 2020 stabbing death of 53-year-old Patricia Uranga. Pride's mother told deputies her son claimed he killed Uranga because he thought she was evil. Investigators found Uranga's body in a car in the Marionville area. She had been stabbed multiple times. Rapper Jay-Z's organization is fighting wrongful convictions in Kansas. Jay-Z's Team Rock, which is the criminal justice division of the rapper's entertainment organization Rock Nation, has facilitated donations totaling more than $1 million for the Local Innocence Project. Tricia Rojo Bushnell, executive director of the Midwest Innocence Project, calls it a huge investment. Still ahead, COVID-19 cases in southeast Kansas and southwest Missouri are trending downward, what local health officials say could help drive the numbers down even further. And October is Safe Sleep Awareness Month, and doctors are reminding parents that keeping babies safe is as easy as ABC. COVID numbers are declining across the 4 states. According to data from the Missouri and Kansas Departments of Health, cases in our area have dropped in the past week compared to 2 weeks ago. In Kansas, Cherokee, Crawford, Bourbon, and Labette counties have reported lower COVID numbers, with Neosho County showing a slight increase in cases. In Missouri, Vernon, Barton, Jasper, and McDonald show lower case numbers, while Newton County has seen a slight increase. Despite that, with a possible new treatment on the way and vaccines opening to more Americans, officials are hopeful for the future.
That hopefully will get us to a point where we can finally say that we are pretty well through the pandemic, and then it becomes something similar to the flu where we know it's going to be here. Hopefully it won't be severe and we can deal with it in an effective manner to save lives and get people over the illness as quickly as possible.
Bergner says the best protection against the coronavirus is getting the vaccine. New guidelines in Missouri say students, teachers, and staff exposed to someone with COVID will be allowed to stay in school and participate in sports. The state adopted the new Test to Stay guidelines yesterday. The rules will require the person who is exposed to have no COVID-19 symptoms for 14 days, with at least 3 rapid antigen tests taken in the first 7 days after exposure. Local health agencies will determine if the Test to Stay policy will be used in schools in their region. Joplin schools have already said they would not adopt the new guidelines. It's one of the leading causes of death among babies, but sudden infant death syndrome can be prevented. October is Safe Sleep Awareness Month, and doctors are reminding parents that keeping babies safe is as easy as ABC. Mandy Gaither explains.
It's unthinkable, but every year, thousands of babies younger than a year die suddenly and unexpectedly. Many of those deaths happen while sleeping.
The cries and screams of that parent who will never see their child again due to a decision such as bed sharing or falling asleep on the couch that seems so benign will haunt my dreams for the rest of my career.
Sudden infant death syndrome doesn't have to happen. Children's Healthcare of Atlanta's Strong for Life urges parents to remember ABC. A is for alone. Babies should always sleep by themselves. Sharing a bed or napping on the couch raises the risk of suffocation. B is for back. Babies should sleep on their backs and on a firm surface. Their neck muscles aren't strong enough to prevent suffocation.
Just because your mother put you on your belly, we call that survivor's bias. So we think it's going to be okay, but it really, the one time you do it could be the last time you see your child.
C stands for clear. Keep cribs clear of anything that can obstruct breathing, including blankets, toys, and loveys.
A boring crib is a safe crib.
If your child falls asleep in a car seat or swing, move them somewhere safe when you can.
That chin to chest position that the car seat naturally puts children in is safe for riding and for short periods of time, but not safe for sleeping.
Focusing on where your baby sleeps can help keep them safe day and night. For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Easy to remember, ABC. According to the most recent data from the CDC, about 3,400 babies younger than 12 months died suddenly and unexpectedly, many while sleeping in 2019. Later, how the Eastern Shawnee tribe is helping to protect the residents of Seneca, Missouri.
But first, we're almost done with rain chances before we head into this weekend. We'll break down the forecast next. We have rain picking up again as we continue through the rest of the night, but thankfully it's not going to lead to another downright stormy night or a stormy start to our Thursday morning like we had to start this morning out with. So we are seeing some rain falling around the casino grounds of Indigo Sky just outside of Seneca, Missouri. The live shot down south of the station and south of Joplin. But I want to look back at the storms this morning because when this line of storms really got going out in central and western Kansas, they were packing wind speeds up to 80 miles per hour, not to mention some embedded tornadoes in the line as well. Thankfully, while they were on the weakening trend here, they did pack a bit of a bite with down tree on West 18th and Fort Scott and some wind gusts estimated near 60 around Hollowell in western parts of Cherokee County. But this is pretty much what everybody got out of that line of storms. More accumulating rainfall, around an inch, according to radar estimates. And we're not quite done with the rain chances just yet. In fact, with more on the way, and ever since we saw rain this afternoon in our far southeastern counties, Lawrence, Berry, Newton, McDonald, Benton counties, you have a flash flood watch until 7 o'clock tomorrow evening because, again, not just because of the rain this morning, the rain that you've seen late in the afternoon through the evening, and the rain just keeps on coming in from central and northeastern Oklahoma, overtaking a good portion of the region now from about Nevada, Pittsburgh, Independence Point, south and east. Light rain around Pittsburgh and Joplin before it really picks up once you go south of 44. So again, from the camera, 7th range line, we're seeing light rain in Joplin, 70 degrees with the humidity quite high at 93%. But thankfully that humidity is high because of the rain coming down. So we're not going to worry about any fog as we go throughout the course of the night. And as far as temperatures go, we're seeing some mid-60s on the Kansas side, but most of us still trying to hold on with readings near 70, but I still think we're all going to drop back into the lower 60s, even though we're going to continue with rain. It's continuing to stream in, and there's plenty of it lining up all the way down into Texas, all because the storm system at the surface hasn't worked through yet. That will change once we hit Friday, though, because even though this upper low was responsible for the severe weather out west and for us yesterday night and this morning, this upper low near Vancouver and Portland, that's the one that comes in Friday and starts to push everything out, setting us up for a pretty good weekend. So we're going to continue to track the rain throughout the course of the night and some embedded thunderstorms, but unlike last night, we're not going to expect anything severe to get your Thursday morning started as lows drop back into the lower 60s. I'm still going to hold on to mostly cloudy skies throughout the day tomorrow and a chance for some scattered showers and a couple of thunderstorms, but That's going to be a little more wiggle room. The warm temperatures up, though. 62 in the morning, 68 by noon. Highs topping out around 74. Maybe a little break in the action going into Thursday evening and Thursday night, but that's Friday. That front finally starts to work on through. Early highs in the 60s, but this last hurrah of rain and storms Friday morning will finally start to push everything out as we go into the afternoon. And even though we're going to be dropping into the 50s during the day Friday, we're going to thankfully dry things out for Friday night football. But I wouldn't be surprised if there are some wet fields, though, because before we dry things out, maybe half an inch to an inch and a half on the average. So it could make for some tricky football games Friday night, but no rain to worry about. Chilly. It kind of sounds like good football weather. Let's go 74 tomorrow, 65 and dropping on Friday, 65 Saturday, 73 Sunday. Once we get past the rain chances Friday, Dow, we are golden for the rest of the weekend.
Yeah, and Saturday night will be cool enough and damp enough that people can fire up those fire pits maybe if they want.
That sounds pretty good too.
Thanks. The Eastern Shawnee Tribe is helping the Seneca, Missouri Fire Department build a new station. The tribe today donated $373,000 for that project. The tribe says any leftover funds from that donation will go to the Seneca Police Department. Coming up in sports, Missouri Southern football returns home this weekend with some momentum after a big win against Lincoln. And it's playoff time for Webb City and Neosho softball. Jacob Leonard joins us with that and more next.
Well, it is playoff time for Missouri High School softball. The Neosho Wildcats host the Class 4 District 6 tournament this week. Tonight, the Wildcats hit the field in round 1 against COC rival Branson. The winner of this one moves on to face top-seeded McDonald County in the semifinals tomorrow. Top of the third, Sierra Daly goes deep for Branson. Pirates go up 4-1 with the 2-run homer. Bottom half, though, Neosho gets going. McKaylee Forrest rips this one into the left field corner. Becklin Garrett scores easily from third. Forrest in there for the triple. Later in the same inning, Abby Carpenter hammers it to left. Bounces all the way to the fence. Forrest scores. RBI double for Carpenter. Neosho ties it up. It would take the lead in the fourth. The final inning. Check out the ending here. Wildcats clinging to a 6-5 lead. Garrett mishandles the grounder, but she recovers. Gets the tying run out at the plate, and that is how it ends. Neosho holds on 6-5. They'll face McDonald County in the district semifinals tomorrow night.
I was really pleased with the girls' fight today. I thought we hit a ton of balls really well. We didn't always necessarily get on base, but we were hitting the ball hard, and fortunately they had some missed plays in the outfield, which led to us being able to score more runs. So I was really pleased with that. I thought our defense looked really sharp. We had a couple of errors, but we found a way to work out of it. So it doesn't say pretty or ugly. It just says win. So I'm pleased. We're moving on to tomorrow.
Other side of the bracket, Webb City, the 3 seed in the district, facing Hillcrest in their tournament opener. First inning, freshman Lainey Taylor setting the tone, strikes out the first batter. The bottom of the second, that's when Webb City gets hot with a runner on. Emily Lamar drives it over the fence in right center. 2-run jack gives Webb City their first lead. Then Peyton Hawkins, runners on second and third, gets it through the right side. Both runners score. Cards up 4. Check this out. Kaylin Gilbert, 3-0 count with the bases loaded. Coach Friend said, if it's there, swing it. She did. Gilbert brings in 2 with that. Webb City gets 7 in the second. Cards win at 14-0. They'll play Willard in the semifinals tomorrow night. The Missouri Southern Lions are back home this weekend, hosting Central Missouri. Now, the Lions and Mules are both 2-4 heading into Saturday's game. Last week, Southern went out and picked up a big win on the road against Lincoln, beating the Blue Tigers 52-32. This week, it'll be a little tougher test, facing a Central Missouri team that's kind of found a rhythm, winning back-to-back games the last 2 weeks. Now, a win on Saturday would give Southern back-to-back wins for the first time since 2014, and it will be their first home win since October 2018.
It's kind of talking out of both sides of your mouth when you say wins are wins, but gosh dang it. I want to win at home. I want to go home and go out to eat and celebrate, and I think the fans deserve it.
I really want the fans to come out to this game. I want to do this one for them. The 3 years I've been here, in 2019, we got 2 wins. Both the wins were on the road. our spring game. We got that win on the road. Both our wins this year have been on the road, so we really want to bring one back to Joplin.
We've done a good job with our attendance, and the community is coming out and supporting. The school is coming out and supporting, and so we gotta feed them. We gotta give them something to keep coming back for.
Missouri Southern's game against UCM kicks off at 4 o'clock on Saturday in Joplin. We're back with more news after this.
Take some time now to honor a local veteran, Sergeant Herbert Wolfington, his hometown, Frontenac, Kansas. And we are proud to salute Sergeant Herbert Wolfington. He's tonight's four-state hero. Star Trek's William Shatner has gone where no 90-year-old has gone before. The actor, best known as Captain Kirk, well, today he went on a real-life adventure to the final frontier aboard a spaceship built by Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin company. Shatner and 3 fellow passengers traveled to the edge of space, about 66 miles high, in the roughly 10-minute up and down flight. The 90-year-old Star Trek hero is now the oldest person ever to ride a rocket. His trip was paid for courtesy of Bezos. A couple of the others paid big bucks, undisclosed amount, but they got to fly into space with Captain Kirk.
It was really cool. I actually saw some of his reaction after they got back, and he was pretty emotional. It was a really cool deal for him.
Yeah, he was. The weather, raining out there.
Yeah, it's going to stick with us at times throughout the day. Tomorrow with highs near 74. One last push of rain, mainly Friday morning. Then we'll drive football and the weekend too.
Final sports notes.
The Chiefs are at Washington this weekend. Kansas City 6.5-point favorites.
They better win, and by more than 6 or 7 points. Thanks for joining us tonight. We're going to leave you with another look at the moment William Shatner and the rest of the Blue Origin passengers experienced weightlessness. Way to go, Captain Kirk. Don't forget our morning show, and let's make it a great tomorrow.